Ja, sehr wichtig. Go away from home, keep a clean sheet in a very tough game. All the respect to the opponent, because when you let them play, when they can build the game from the back, when they find a free player, when they can switch sides, or when they find a striker, or the wingers, or even the fullbacks on the outside, they become really dangerous. And for large spells of the game, we could stop that, we could avoid that. We took the game to our hand. The game had, in my opinion, everything. Spells where we were really dominant, spells where we had to suffer. So, but you don't expect anything else when you go away from home against a good side, and I'm really happy. I'm really, really happy with the result, but knowing that it's only half time, and we have a few more days to prepare the next game as well, what helps. Yeah.
Your questions, please.
How big of a step was that win for you for going into the Champions League?
Now I just said it's half time, so we have nothing. It's really important that we analyze the game well, that we know where we need to improve, because for sure there's a few points where we have to look at, and what's most important, that we see the game at Salzburg as a new game we have to attack, where we have to put our game into place, and where we don't just defend the result, where we really go to attack the game in a similar way. And so I think half-time would be the right answer, and I'm really happy with the team spirit, with the fight, the big heart, the passion of the whole group, because you come here away from home against a really good side, and if your locker room, if the team doesn't have like that atmosphere, that environment where they really fight and where they really give everything, then you don't come away with a result here. So that's the biggest compliment I can give to them.
A question here in Ukrainian. Take the headphone. Oh, sorry. 2. You have channel 2.
Yeah.
Please.
In fact, the game was really interesting. We saw 2 scores, one in the first half, the second in the second, and Dynamo created a lot of chances at the end of the game. So what was the power of Dynamo? And maybe you can say maybe about somebody in particular. What was the maybe you can tell about somebody in particular, and what are the strong sides of the Dynamo?
Okay. Yeah, you see the strong sides when they can really switch the game. On the moment that they play on one side and they can find the wing on the opposite side, the second half they try to play with more direction. The moment we cannot put pressure on the ball, they could find the fullback on the opposite side completely free, with Yarmolenko making the underlap or getting in the half space. And the moment where we get more tired and we cannot put pressure on the ball, first of all high up the pitch, but also when they switch the side, that becomes really dangerous. The second thing is when they find a striker quick in behind, so the striker, then yeah, that is very dangerous as well, because he has speed, he has power, he has a lot of quality, and the midfield 2 plus the 3 strikers, they are really good players in my opinion, and yeah, the moment they can put them into the game where they face the goal, then it becomes for us really dangerous. But a big compliment to our team, because we defended the box with numbers, we defended the box trying to push them always out, and for long periods we could even when they reached the final third, we could avoid like the chances. And of course we knew going away from home against Dynamo, where I have utmost respect for, is that that they will have these moments where they create. You cannot see that different, because it's a really good side in my opinion.
Sebastian, microphone. Thank you.
Switch to English, sorry. The difference to the Twente game was also that your team didn't get nervous, or didn't get in a dangerous position now. What did you change, or why did the team keep so cool in all these situations?
Success. It always helps that in the beginning of the season you have success in these moments. If you would suffer at Twente, then it would be really more difficult for the next game. It has all to do with reaching a confidence level that you can, that you know, that you when they push you deep, that you can still defend. It has to do a lot with organization, has to do a lot with dynamics, how to defend it. But above everything, it has to do that the player has the mentality to avoid everything what's in and around the box, and that's what I like as well, because we hammer that a lot now, because that will happen more often where you go up, especially when you play every 3 days, and that there's moments where you really have to survive. And yeah, big compliment to them, because in these periods, it's absolutely true. The body language was good. There was no frustration, and everybody. I remember first half, there was one moment where Oscar makes a sprint of, 40 meters back. Remember when they switched the side and he blocks the one on the edge, and that shows willingness, that shows willpower of the front three of the, especially of the front three, to keep a clean sheet, because for the defense it's quite easy, but for the attackers to be back in these situations is really good.
Last question.
Yeah, sure.
Last one.
Oliver Lukic celebrated his debut.
Yeah.
What can we expect from him, and why did he make his debut today?
He makes his debut because he's a really good player. He makes his debut because he's one of us. He's one of the guys from Salzburg. He's one of the guys who comes from the academy. He's one of the guys who we trust a lot, where we see a lot of potential. For him, it will be really important that he stay grounded, both feet on the ground, works really hard every day, and takes this as a compliment and a sign of trust from the staff to him. I always feel that that the moment you put these young players, you have to do it in the most difficult moments, because that shows that we really trust them. And that was for me really important. And I'm really proud that we can give another boy full debut in the playoff for the Champions League. And yeah, hopefully more to come from him.
Thank you very much. Hope to see some of you guys next week in Salzburg. Thank you. Have a good night. I see you next week.